Welcome back to Book Sphere, your ultimate destination for the most powerful insights from the world of books. If you're tired of feeling distracted and overwhelmed by the endless noise in today's world, you're not alone. But what if I told you there's a way to break free from all that noise and unlock a level of productivity you never thought possible? That's exactly what today's book is all about. In this video, we'll be diving into Deep Work by Cal Newport, a book that reveals the secret to mastering focus and achieving more than you ever thought you could. Cal Newport shows us how to cultivate a rare skill that's becoming increasingly valuable in a world full of distractions. Whether you're looking to elevate your career, build your own business, or simply make the most of your time, this book will teach you how to harness the power of deep focus. Stay tuned, because by the end of this summary, you'll have actionable tips to transform the way you work and live. And don't forget, if you're enjoying the content, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with others who might benefit. Plus, you can grab your own copy of the book through the link in the description. Let's dive into the world of deep work and discover how you can maximize your productivity like never before. Chapter 1. Deep Work is Valuable. In the first chapter, Cal Newport emphasizes the rising importance of deep work in today's economy. He defines deep work as professional activities performed in a state of distraction-free concentration that push your cognitive capabilities to their limit. These efforts create new value, improve your skills, and are hard to replicate, making them incredibly valuable in an age where many are easily distracted by the shallow work that surrounds them. Why deep work is valuable. Newport explains that in today's knowledge-based economy, the ability to focus without distraction is becoming increasingly rare, but also more important. As automation, outsourcing, and the constant demand for new skills reshape the work landscape, people who can work deeply and produce high-quality results will stand out. Newport highlights two key reasons for this. 1. The rise of the superstar economy. Thanks to technology, the best in any field are now able to dominate their industry. The internet connects the world, so the person with the best skills or output wins globally, not just locally. This means that being average is no longer enough. To thrive, you need to be one of the best at what you do, which requires deep work to constantly improve your skills. 2. The increasing complexity of tasks. Modern jobs are more cognitively demanding than ever. Knowledge workers must handle complex problems, requiring constant learning and adaptation. Deep work enables you to master new skills faster, giving you an edge over those who are stuck in shallow tasks. How deep work creates value. Newport argues that those who can enter a state of deep work regularly will thrive because they can create more value in less time. Deep focus allows you to master hard things. Whether it's learning a new skill or deeply understanding a complex issue, deep work enables you to do so much faster than shallow, distracted effort. In a world where skills need constant updating, being able to learn quickly is an essential asset. Produce at an elite level. By focusing intensely without distractions, you can produce higher quality work in less time. This ability to produce rare and valuable results makes you stand out in a competitive marketplace. The attention economy. Cal Newport highlights that in the modern attention economy, where distractions like social media and constant communication are rampant, focus has become a superpower. The ability to concentrate deeply is so rare that those who master it will find themselves at a great advantage. Deep work, then, isn't just valuable, it's a competitive edge. Newport makes the case that anyone who aspires to produce meaningful work, excel in their career, or build skills quickly must cultivate deep work habits. The more valuable your output is, the more opportunities will open up for you in your professional life. In short, deep work is valuable highlights that mastering the ability to focus without distractions is one of the most valuable skills in the modern workplace, and those who can do it will thrive in an increasingly competitive world. Chapter 2. Deep Work is Rare. In this chapter, Cal Newport delves into why deep work is becoming increasingly scarce in modern society. Despite its value, the current work environment often encourages shallow work. activities that are non-demanding and easy to replicate, like answering emails or attending meetings. Newport discusses the systemic reasons why deep work is hard to cultivate and why most people fall into the trap of shallow work. The shift towards shallow work. Newport explains that modern workplaces are not conducive to deep work for several reasons. 1. Open office environments. While intended to foster collaboration, open office designs make it difficult to concentrate for extended periods. With constant interruptions and noise, focus is repeatedly broken, leading workers to spend more time on superficial tasks. 2. The culture of responsiveness. Today's technology allows for instant communication via email, messaging apps, and social media. This creates an expectation that workers should be constantly available, leading to frequent interruptions that pull people away from deep work. Newport refers to this as the busyness as a proxy for productivity culture, where being busy and responsive is seen as valuable, even when it's not tied to meaningful output. 3. Shallow work habits. As deep work requires intense focus and effort, many people avoid it, opting instead for easier, more immediately gratifying tasks. Checking emails or scrolling through social media feels productive, but provides little long-term value. The economics of shallow work. Organizations often do not incentivize deep work because it's harder to measure. Many jobs prioritize quick wins, visible busyness, and fast responses, reinforcing shallow work behavior. Newport argues that although shallow work may fill your day, it rarely leads to real accomplishments or long-term career growth. Deep work, on the other hand, requires intense focus, but its results can be transformative. Newport makes the case that deep work allows individuals to stand out in a world where most people are trapped in the shallow. However, since deep work is so rare in modern society, those who master it have a tremendous advantage. The case for rarity. Since deep work is becoming scarce, its value has risen. Newport compares deep work to other rare skills in economics, noting that scarcity often leads to higher demand. Just as highly specialized skills or rare commodities command a higher price, deep work is increasingly seen as a valuable skill that sets top performers apart from their peers. By highlighting the rarity of deep work, Newport urges readers to recognize how cultivating deep work habits can give them a competitive edge in both personal and professional realms. He also emphasizes the importance of avoiding shallow work traps that can easily consume your time without adding real value. Chapter 3. Deep work is meaningful. In this chapter, Newport shifts focus to the personal and philosophical benefits of deep work. He argues that deep work is not only valuable in the marketplace, but also inherently fulfilling and meaningful for individuals. By engaging in deep work, people can experience a sense of purpose, mastery, and fulfillment that is often lacking in shallow tasks. The human drive for meaningful work. Newport builds on the work of philosopher and psychologist Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, who popularized the concept of flow. Flow is a mental state where individuals are fully immersed in an activity, experiencing heightened focus, creativity, and satisfaction. Newport asserts that deep work is one of the most effective ways to achieve flow because it demands total concentration and the full use of cognitive abilities. When people engage in deep work, they are more likely to feel a sense of accomplishment. Unlike shallow work, which offers fleeting satisfaction, deep work results in meaningful output, whether it's creating a product, writing a paper, or solving a complex problem. This sense of accomplishment contributes to long-term fulfillment. Growth and mastery. Deep work allows individuals to challenge themselves and improve their skills. Mastery of a craft, whether in knowledge work, writing, or any other field, requires deep concentration and ongoing practice. This process of improvement is inherently meaningful, as it leads to personal and professional growth. Craftsmanship and meaning. Newport also draws on the concept of craftsmanship to explain how deep work brings meaning to our lives. Craftsmanship is the idea of dedicating oneself to perfecting a skill, or creating something of high quality. Newport argues that deep work allows modern knowledge workers to adopt a craftsman mindset, approaching their tasks with the same dedication to mastery as a skilled artisan. When we apply deep focus to our work, we're able to produce something truly valuable, which in turn brings a deep sense of pride and fulfillment. Meaning in a world of distraction. In contrast to deep work, Newport describes shallow work as often unfulfilling. When people spend their days responding to emails, attending meetings, and engaging in other low-impact tasks, they may feel busy, but they often lack a sense of purpose. Newport argues that this type of work lacks the depth needed to provide true meaning, leading many to feel disconnected from their professional lives. He suggests that in a world filled with distractions, deep work can provide an antidote to the shallowness that pervades modern society. Engaging in deep work helps individuals feel connected to their work, allowing them to create something of lasting value and experience personal fulfillment in the process. The philosophical case for deep work. Newport goes beyond the practical benefits of deep work, presenting a philosophical argument for its importance. He asserts that deep work allows individuals to connect with a higher purpose. Whether it's creating something new, solving complex problems, or contributing to society, deep work enables people to tap into a sense of meaning that transcends the day-to-day grind. Newport argues that by embracing deep work, individuals can cultivate a richer, more meaningful life. In a world where shallow tasks dominate and distractions are constant, deep work offers a path to greater fulfillment and purpose. Chapter 4. Work Deeply. In Work Deeply, Cal Newport provides practical strategies and insights into how individuals can cultivate deep work in their lives. While it's easy to acknowledge that deep work is valuable, Newport stresses that developing the discipline and mindset to consistently engage in deep work is a challenge in itself. This chapter explores methods for structuring your day, setting boundaries, and making deep work a habit in a world filled with distractions. Building the deep work habit. Newport emphasizes that deep work requires deliberate effort and a well-structured approach. He notes that people often underestimate the difficulty of deep work, thinking they can simply will themselves to focus for long periods. Instead, he advocates creating systems and routines that make deep work a regular part of your schedule. Some of the key methods Newport suggests include 1. Time blocking. Instead of relying on vague plans to work deeply when you have time, Newport recommends scheduling specific blocks of time dedicated solely to deep work. By planning your day in advance, you ensure that deep work becomes a priority rather than something you hope to squeeze in. 2. Rituals and routines. Newport suggests creating specific rituals that signal the start of a deep work session. These might include having a designated workspace, setting a timer for a set amount of time, or engaging in a brief preparatory activity to help your brain transition into a focused state. 3. Limiting shallow work. To maximize deep work, it's crucial to minimize shallow work. Newport recommends setting strict limits on time spent on emails, meetings, and other low-impact activities. By consciously allocating less time to these tasks, you free up more mental space for deep work. The importance of environment. The environment plays a crucial role in deep work. Newport advocates designing your surroundings to encourage concentration and eliminate distractions. This could mean isolating yourself in a quiet room, turning off notifications, or using noise-canceling headphones. By controlling your environment, you can reduce the likelihood of being pulled away from deep focus. Focus on one task at a time. A major part of working deeply involves single-tasking. Focusing entirely on one task until it's completed or until a preset time limit has been reached. Newport advises against multitasking, which divides your attention and reduces cognitive performance. Instead, by dedicating your energy to one task at a time, you can produce higher quality work in less time. Metrics for success. Newport introduces the idea of using clear metrics to measure progress in deep work. By tracking your output, e.g., pages written, tasks completed, or concepts mastered, You can hold yourself accountable and stay motivated to maintain deep work habits. In summary, work deeply emphasizes the importance of intentional, structured focus. Newport argues that cultivating deep work requires discipline, planning, and the right environment. It's not enough to simply want to focus. You must create systems that make deep work a daily habit. Chapter 5. Embrace Boredom. Cal Newport challenges a common misconception in today's fast-paced world, that boredom is something to be avoided at all costs. In fact, Newport argues that periods of boredom and mental rest are essential for cultivating deep work. By learning to embrace boredom, we can train our brains to focus better and resist the pull of distractions. The problem with constant stimulation. Newport explains that in our always connected world, we've grown accustomed to constant stimulation. Whether it's checking our phones, scrolling through social media, or switching between multiple tasks, we've trained our brains to seek out distractions whenever boredom strikes. This constant influx of stimuli makes it harder to focus deeply when we need to, as our brains are no longer used to sustaining long periods of concentration. The habit of switching between shallow activities, like social media or emails, weakens our ability to concentrate on more cognitively demanding tasks. Newport argues that if we want to improve our focus and engage in deep work, we must first retrain our brains to resist distractions and tolerate boredom. Train your focus like a muscle. Newport compares focus to a muscle that can be trained and strengthened over time. Just like physical endurance, mental endurance can be built through practice. However, many people weaken their focus muscle by constantly seeking out distractions. Newport suggests deliberately exposing yourself to boredom in order to build mental resilience. Techniques to embrace boredom. Here are some of the strategies Newport offers to help embrace boredom and retrain your brain to focus. 1. Productive meditation. One of Newport's suggested methods is productive meditation, where you focus your attention on a single problem or idea during low-intensity physical activities, like walking or exercising. The key is to bring your mind back to the problem whenever it wanders, similar to how one would in mindfulness meditation. This technique helps strengthen your ability to concentrate over long periods. 2. Resisting distraction. Newport advises practicing the skill of not immediately responding to distractions. For example, when you feel the urge to check your phone or social media, resist the temptation for a few minutes. Gradually increase the amount of time you can go without indulging in distractions. This strengthens your self-control and helps train your brain to tolerate boredom. 3. Schedule distractions. Rather than allowing distractions to control you, Newport suggests scheduling specific times during the day when you're allowed to check email, social media, or other shallow activities. Outside of those times, you should avoid distractions entirely. By setting boundaries on when you engage in distractions, you increase your ability to focus during deep work sessions. 4. Destimulate your brain. Newport also recommends incorporating periods of mental rest into your day. This could involve simply sitting without any stimulation. No phone, no computer, just a few moments of quiet. By allowing your brain to rest, you're teaching it to handle boredom, which ultimately helps you focus more deeply when needed. Boredom and creativity. Newport notes that embracing boredom can also boost creativity. When we allow our minds to wander without the crutch of distractions, we're more likely to make creative connections and solve complex problems. Many breakthrough ideas come during moments of mental rest, rather than when we're frantically trying to stay busy. In conclusion, Embrace Boredom encourages readers to rethink their relationship with boredom. By learning to tolerate and even welcome periods of mental rest, we can strengthen our ability to focus, resist distractions, and engage in more meaningful deep work. Newport makes the case that boredom is not the enemy of productivity. In fact, it's a vital tool for achieving cognitive excellence. Chapter 6. Quit Social Media. In this chapter, Cal Newport presents a provocative argument. To live a more focused, meaningful life, individuals should seriously consider quitting social media. While social media has become deeply ingrained in our daily routines, Newport contends that it is often a major source of distraction, anxiety, and shallow work. He believes that quitting, or at least drastically reducing, social media usage is essential for cultivating deep work and achieving true productivity. The case against social media. Newport begins by addressing the common justifications for using social media, such as staying connected, networking, and being informed. However, he argues that these benefits are often overstated. Instead, the downsides of social media, its capacity to fragment attention, encourage shallow interactions, and waste time, far outweigh its advantages. Newport introduces several key points to make his case. 1. Social media promotes shallow work. Social media platforms are designed to be addictive and encourage users to consume quick, bite-sized content. This constant exposure to short bursts of information weakens our ability to concentrate on deep, meaningful work. The habit of checking notifications, scrolling through feeds, and engaging in low-effort interactions trains our brains to seek easy distractions rather than engage in sustained focus. 2. The attention economy. Newport explains that social media companies profit from capturing as much of your attention as possible. Their algorithms are designed to keep you scrolling and clicking, which directly competes with your ability to do deep work. By engaging in social media, you're allowing these platforms to dictate how you spend your time and attention, often at the expense of more valuable activities. 3. Superficial connections. While social media is marketed as a tool for staying connected with friends and colleagues, Newport argues that these platforms often result in superficial relationships. The interactions on social media, likes, comments, and shares, are shallow compared to the deep, meaningful connections that come from face-to-face communication or extended conversations. In this sense, social media can dilute the quality of your social interactions, leaving you with a large network of acquaintances but few genuine connections. 4. FOMO and anxiety. Newport also highlights the negative psychological effects of social media, particularly the phenomenon of fear of missing out, FOMO. Constantly seeing curated highlights of other people's lives can lead to feelings of inadequacy, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. These emotions can further distract you from your own goals and undermine your ability to focus on what truly matters. The craftsman approach to social media. Newport advocates for what he calls the craftsman approach to social media. Instead of mindlessly adopting new technologies or platforms, he advises carefully evaluating each one to determine whether it truly adds value to your life. Newport suggests asking yourself, does this tool significantly enhance my professional or personal life? If the answer is no, you should consider quitting the platform. He also proposes conducting a 30-day social media detox. During this time, eliminate social media usage and observe whether your personal or professional life suffers as a result. Most people find that they don't miss social media as much as they anticipated and that they're able to spend their time more productively without it. Professional consequences of quitting social media. One of the most common arguments against quitting social media is the fear that it will harm your career. Newport addresses this concern by pointing out that truly successful people rarely attribute their success to social media. Instead, they achieve success through focused, high-quality work and building strong professional relationships in the real world. While social media might offer some networking opportunities, Newport argues that these are rarely substantial enough to justify the time and attention social media consumes. He provides examples of highly successful professionals who have either never used social media or have drastically limited their use of it. These individuals prioritize deep work and meaningful accomplishments over the distractions of digital platforms. Selective use of social media. While Newport's argument is radical, he does acknowledge that for some people, certain social media platforms might provide real value. However, he stresses that the key is to be intentional and selective about your usage. Rather than adopting every new platform, you should focus on using only the tools that directly contribute to your goals, while minimizing the distractions they create. In conclusion, Quit Social Media presents a compelling case for rethinking our relationship with social media. Newport challenges the cultural narrative that social media is essential, arguing that the costs, distraction, shallow work, and anxiety are often too high. By quitting or reducing social media use, individuals can free up more time and mental space to engage in deep, meaningful work. Chapter 7. Drain the Shallows. In the final chapter, Cal Newport focuses on the importance of minimizing shallow work, tasks that are easy to replicate, low in value, and require little cognitive effort. These tasks often fill up our workdays without contributing much to long-term success or deep accomplishments. Newport argues that by drastically reducing the time spent on shallow work, individuals can dedicate more time to deep work, which is essential for creating real value and achieving meaningful results. Identifying shallow work. Newport defines shallow work as any task that doesn't require significant mental effort or creative problem-solving. Common examples include responding to emails, attending routine meetings, handling administrative tasks, checking social media or news feeds. While these tasks might feel productive, Newport warns that they can consume a large portion of your day without contributing to your most important goals. Over time, shallow work can crowd out opportunities for deep work, leaving you feeling busy but not truly productive. Shallow work as a necessary evil. Newport acknowledges that some shallow work is unavoidable. Administrative tasks, emails, and meetings are part of most jobs, and they can't be eliminated entirely. However, the key is to minimize the amount of time spent on shallow work and to be strategic about when and how you tackle these tasks. Strategies to drain the shallows. 1. Time blocking. Newport suggests scheduling specific blocks of time for shallow work, just as you would for deep work. By setting aside designated periods for tasks like checking emails or attending meetings, you prevent these activities from spilling over into your deep work sessions. For example, you might allocate the first and last 30 minutes of your workday to handle all shallow tasks, leaving the middle of the day free for deep work. 2. Batching shallow tasks. Another effective strategy is batching shallow tasks together. Instead of handling emails or minor tasks throughout the day, group them into a single session. This reduces the cognitive cost of task switching and allows you to focus more deeply on other activities for the rest of the day. 3. Saying no. Newport encourages being more selective about the tasks you agree to take on. Many people find themselves overloaded with shallow work because they don't say no to unnecessary meetings, projects, or responsibilities. By setting clearer boundaries and declining tasks that don't align with your priorities, you can free up more time for deep work. 4. Shortening meetings. Meetings are a common source of shallow work, often taking up large portions of the day without producing meaningful outcomes. Newport advises either avoiding meetings altogether or shortening them as much as possible. If a meeting is necessary, come prepared with a clear agenda and stick to it, ensuring that the discussion stays focused and efficient. 5. Automating or delegating. Whenever possible, automate or delegate shallow tasks. For example, use email filters to prioritize important messages, set up auto responses, or delegate administrative tasks to a team member or assistant. By reducing the number of minor tasks you handle personally, you can focus on higher value activities. Set shallow work limits. Newport suggests setting a daily or weekly cap on how much time you spend on shallow work. For example, you might decide to limit shallow work to 2 hours per day. By tracking your shallow work time and enforcing this limit, you'll ensure that the majority of your day is dedicated to deep, meaningful tasks. Evaluate the value of tasks. One of Newport's key points is that not all tasks are created equal. Some tasks provide much more value to your career or personal goals than others. He encourages a critical evaluation of how you spend your time, suggesting that you focus on the 20% of tasks that produce 80% of the value, based on the Pareto principle. By identifying and prioritizing these high-value tasks, you can reduce the amount of time spent on shallow work while increasing your overall impact. Balancing deep and shallow work. While Newport advocates for draining the shallows, he also emphasizes the importance of balance. Not every task needs to be deeply intellectual, and not every moment of the day needs to be spent in deep work mode. The goal is to maximize the time spent on high-value, deep work while keeping shallow work to a minimum. By finding the right balance, you can ensure that your time is used efficiently without burning out. Conclusion. In this book, Cal Newport provides a clear and compelling roadmap for mastering the art of focus in an age of distraction. His arguments for quitting social media and draining the shallows resonate with anyone seeking to achieve more meaningful results in their personal and professional lives. The message is simple yet profound. True success comes from deep, focused work that creates lasting value. By embracing a lifestyle that prioritizes deep work, you can unlock your full potential, achieve greater career satisfaction, and improve the quality of your work. Newport's advice on quitting social media, eliminating shallow work, and setting strict boundaries for your time isn't just about productivity. It's about reclaiming control over your attention and achieving the focus needed to excel. Ultimately, Newport's call to action is to reject the culture of constant distraction and instead cultivate a more thoughtful, intentional approach to work. This shift not only improves productivity, but also enhances the quality of your life, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. Thank you for watching this summary of Deep Work by Cal Newport. If you found this video helpful and you're ready to make deep work a part of your daily routine, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more insightful book summaries. Also, hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. And if you're interested in diving deeper into this life-changing book, you can grab a copy through the link in the description. Join our community by becoming a member to support the channel. See you in the next video, and until then, stay focused and keep working deeply.